Y'all, not me getting carried away on the journaling and the books and the reflecting, and now I got a meeting in 20 minutes. Okay, let's make this quick. It is episode 19, day 19, in Meditations for Mortals by Oliver Burkeman. And today's chapter was on a good time or a good story, on the upsides of unpredictability. So I'm just going to read you a quote that I wrote and then a reflection that I wrote about the quote and then see where we end up. So the quote that was actually quoted by another person, her name is Ann Patchett, wrote, "It helps if you can realize that this part of life, the part when you don't know exactly what's coming, is often the part that people look back on with the greatest affection." And I wrote in reflection to this, what if I don't have to rush into the figured it out part of my life? What if I could savor this phase more? Because perhaps one day, perhaps sooner than I think, I'll have figured some things out, and there will be less freedom and less unpredictability in my life. Not in a bad way, simply in a human limitations finitude way. May I enjoy the ride. May I not take shame in savoring the slowness of it all, the slowness of the process called life. Amen, Yashe. I was just thinking about that a little bit because I do think that it is such a beautiful, exciting place to be. I was talking about this with one of my besties as well, of like, yo, isn't it actually really exciting that we have no idea what's going on with our lives? Like, anything is possible. Everything is possible. I mean, 2 years ago, I was overwhelmed by this, and I felt like I was shrinking in the face of infinite possibility. And now I'm just like, there's infinite possibility. And sooner rather than later, there will not be infinite possibility. And so I think it is a balance. It's a balance because, again, as this book is helping me find the balance, we need to accept our human finitude in the limitations. And so constantly living in the infinity of it all is not always the bestness of it all, because at some point we need to choose and we need to make decisions, which I get it. I need to call my therapist, Allie, to talk about, I be do having a history of fear of commitment, I'm only human. And so with that, like, I can't just be out here being like, yo, I want to do this and this and this. And if I say yes to this, then I can't say yes to all these things. So I'm just never going to say yes to anything. Like, no. I'm working on that. And even as I'm saying this, I'm recording this episode right now. I'm like, okay, maybe I actually need to cool it a little bit. And also, I'm just really appreciating the fact that this chapter is saying the unpredictability of life is a gift. There's freedom that comes along with it. And so it just feels like an encouragement that I don't have to have it all figured out, that it will be figured out in timing. And I won't always have this life. I won't always look like this. My locky locks won't always be locked like this, My skin won't always be reflecting the light so much like this. And so enjoy it now. Enjoy the ride now. Like, y'all don't know. Like, literally after this meeting, I don't know. Like, tomorrow when I freaking record my next episode, I may have said yes to some doors, which will close other doors. You know what I mean? We don't know. This could be my last day of having infinite possibilities, So, anyways, I don't know if this was the most helpful. I'm just trying to say, may we not be scared of this process. May we not, it just goes on my episode yesterday. Take it slow. May we not feel like we need to rush in to creating all of these boundaries to figure it all out just simply because we have difficulty sitting with the unknown. Because our human tendency, the human condition, is to want to control. Remember hope. And so then we end up doing things that we don't need to be doing. We end up saying yes to things and people and situations and jobs that we actually did not need to, had we been able to just one more day, one more second, one more millisecond sat with the discomfort. I mean, I just did a special edition episode, and I was writing of like, what do I actually want? What do I actually want? How do I want my life to look? And I wrote it down. And then in that 45 minutes, I thought somebody was coming out. We're all good. No one came up. In that 45 minutes of journaling, 2 minutes later, I get an email from an organization asking me if I might be interested in presenting. And it's like, had I said yes to the receptionist job 2 days ago, I would not have had the flexibility and ability to consider this option and this opportunity. So it's just like, again, I would have made the reception job work. My life would have looked differently, and also I could still find joy in the midst of all of that, And also, look what happens when we just take a moment, when we listen to our heart and believe that o que a gente sente é sagrado. What we feel is sacred. Oh heart, oh coração. So, yet again, another reminder to take a breath. Don't be scared of the unpredictability of life. And maybe if we can lean into it more, really beautiful surprises will continue to just surround us in our lives, sweep us up, blossom. So on that note, let me go to this job-ish interview, and I'll keep y'all posted on tomorrow. Happy Friday.